I do this exercise where I get into a mind space where I go through my whole life and then I project into the future and I go towards death. So whatever that is, let's pretend I'm in my 90s. And then at the end of the day, like I live it. I'm in it. I'm actualizing my death and I'm thinking about the things that are important to me and any regrets that I have. And I've done this thing probably a half a dozen times. And the same thing happens every time, which is there's one thing that remains important at the end, and that is people and your interactions with people, loved ones, friends, acquaintances, people on the street, people you work with. How do you interact with people? And does an interaction with someone benefit them or hurt them? And at the end of the day, all I care about is that my interactions with people have been beneficial. So when you take that idea and then you apply it into business and work, of the three elements of my evolution into what I'll say the producing career, we talked a little bit about this. It started with the what, which is what do I want to do? I'm like, I love movies. And then it became the why, which is what we just talked about of I want to make people feel good. And then later, and this is part of the growth process is the how. How does one conduct business? And that to me is the one that you would define your style, I guess, how you do it. And it took me a long time to cultivate what was important to me and how I operated my business. If I take that meditative exercise and say it's all about people and I apply it to the how, that's what it is. My business is about truthfulness, honesty, sometimes hard truths, just making sure that we're dealing with people in a respectful way. And I know that sounds, again, super Pollyanna and simple and weird in the film business where everyone thinks about like, there's schemers and movers and shakers. And I completely reject that and do not believe that that has to be the case in our business. So I do my best and look, I'm by no means perfect, but we have a staff of people at my company who all abide by those principles. And I think we do a pretty good job of it. And, reputationally, I really hope that when that end happens, and if anyone's around to say, interactions that they've had with me or people that I associate with in my business, that will be their comments that it was done with honesty and integrity and truthfulness.